Hi guys, I'm jumping projects a little bit here. I just had the timing adjustment off, the chain adjustment off, and it was maxed out. So it could have been that kind of the chain just got all rusty and it maxed out at some point trying to fight that, or it could be that the chain is too loose now, so the tensioner maxes out. So you generally need to change that. I'm not sure which one it will be. I don't really understand it fully. I don't know if you can get more tension from an automatic one. Might be worth looking into that. But the actual tensioner itself is working. So I will pop back in the springs, and I have reset it. That could just hit at the right spot and solve all our problems. But you just don't know. That's what potentially the rattle is. I'm going to pop these carbs back on as well after. They seem okay now. I'm going to then put some fuel through and let them sit for a while, make sure they're holding the fuel, and then later on maybe fire this thing up. Maybe let's see if we can get it sounding a bit nicer, put it on the throttle. That'd be nice. Getting it get it on the throttle and see if it sounds better. But that is high hopes. The reason we're not doing the front forks properly is because the ones that were sold to us, they said that the pitting here didn't affect the travel area, but actually, like, this one's quite close to the travel area. So we are going to buy gaiters to cover that up so that there's no MOT issues. This isn't dangerous, guys. It is, the main travel area is here, you can see that, and then you've got a little bit more. So it is above the travel area, but it's ugly. So we have ordered some gaiters to sort that out. So that's why we're not actually doing the forks yet. So guys, I'm just popping in the carbs properly, and then I'll put on the airbox, properly as well, if I can. It's quite complex, but I'll work it out to be able to then see if we can just fire this up and it be on the throttle and it be a bit happier than it was the other day. The other thing I want to do is chuck fuel through it again and just make sure it's sealed the whole way. So a bit of a mixture of things here, getting it fired up and making sure the carbs do stay sealed. Alright guys, so it's been hours trying to get the airbox. Is such a pain in the arse to get on these things, and the carb seated, but it is all on properly now. And then we got it on properly last time and the throttle had jammed. The throttle seems fine now. So actually we're at the stage we're going to put some fuel through it and see if it holds the fuel, and that's the main thing. Will the carbs naturally hold the fuel? Secondly, we're going to put some power to it and run it over. We've got some throttle now, see if we can get it warm, see if it sounds more like a normal bike. Sultan's finally here. Finally.
I should invest in the watch.
So, yes, you should. So, where are we? We're going to put some fuel through the fuel pipe and see if they're leaking. I don't think they will be. They look quite solid to me. And then chuck some power on, fire it up. Let's hear it. Okay guys, so there is fuel. I believe we're on the on. Are we on the on? Yes. So there is fuel now going through to the carbs. Each carb will be filling up, and then each carb will be managing the fuel. One carb's leaking already.
Fuck!
Carb number 2 is leaking. So that's not the carb we thought we had issues with though. It's leaking a lot and all. Alright, so that's a pain. However, we can fire this thing up and see kind of what it's like. So let's get some power. So guys, we're hooked up. Let's see if, I just want to show you something. If I turn this key now, you shouldn't hear the fuel pump prime because we haven't deactivated the immobilizer. Let's see. No prime, right? So, hook up with the immobilizer, It doesn't do anything, doesn't beep, there's no lights. And then it primes, so that's how you know. So Sultan, let's top up this fuel because it's gone. One of the carbs should be empty, shouldn't it? Yeah, gone. Just a bit because it's sitting a bit weird. That's it. Yeah, that'll do. Because it's, there you go. Right, now I kind of just expect this to fire up. Oh yeah. Are we in gear? We're in gear. There you go. You know what we haven't got? We ain't using any choke. Where's the choke? Where is it? Do you want? Can you press the? You press the button. Go on. Let's see if we can get it started with a helping hand, a bit of spray. So guys, it's firing up, but it's revving. Do you want to fire it quickly? No, let it warm up, man. No. So guys, the idle was very, very high. We'd done that. That's I actually did that. That's my fault. But it's just warming up. The timing chain is still making a lot of noise. I still think that might settle down after a bit of warming up, or maybe not. But the timing chain adjuster is absolutely maxed out. So I don't know what that means. Normally you'd need a new timing chain. It doesn't sound. No, there's plenty in there. It doesn't sound terrible. The bike, I mean, doesn't sound terrible. It's the idle's a little bit. Let's let it warm up. It don't sound bad. It sounds alright. Look at the smoke, guys. I think it sounds alright. Let's get it warm. We're going to give it a couple of minutes. Again, the timing or the valve sounds terrible, but that is stuff we can work on. The engine overall seems okay. The bike sat for so many years. I'll tuck a little bit more in there, Sultan. It's just why it's idling, we'll let it. There you go, that'll do. So it can sit like that. It don't sound bad. If this had its wheels on now, you could give it a little run. It don't sound bad at all. It sounds quite good, except that chain. And the problem is, like I said, the adjuster had maxed out, so the chain's really loose. But how does the chain get really loose? People say online you don't need to change them, but I mean it's only done 29,000 miles. that flame?
Yeah.
Maybe that flame wrecked it. To be fair, if a flame came out, it's not necessarily great, but it's not. I mean, we was revving the arse out of it. So, I mean, apart from the fact that it's literally smoking. Well, remember, the third carb now is doing nothing. So that was basically running on 3 cylinders because it runs out of fuel. You can see it dripping now, actually. What's your thoughts? It's a tough one. Now, I know now, guys. Let me just switch this fuel off so we don't die. It's off. I know now, right, that we can order the battery, we can buy a second-hand set of carbs, and we can piece it all together, and it will be a bike that starts on the button. That's not, you know, there's no huge issue there. It's still a rough bike though, dude. It's not refined at all. I don't know if you change cam chains, but it sounds like that cam chain needs changing. I bet that's a lot of work. Because if the adjuster's maxed out. As in when I took it off, there was no clicks left. So the chain is really flapping loose in there. We're going to have to look this one up.